During my trip to the Netherlands, I noticed an interesting trend. Practically no cyclists here wear helmets, and I found that to be a bit odd coming from the States where almost everybody wears helmets, or it's definitely highly encouraged. And so I asked a lot of people and I got all sorts of different responses. It's at a particularly interesting time for me because I'm coming from the States, having two bike shops, and the National Transportation Safety Board just recommended that all states implement helmet laws. So here you see really young kids, you can see kids traveling on bikes with parents. None of them really wear helmets, and the thing is that they don't really see helmets as a protector against the more dangerous things of cycling. One of the most dangerous things when cycling is getting hit by an automobile. And in the States, we really don't have that much protection against that. Bike lanes and really protected infrastructure is one of the best defenses. One of the things that I heard, which is quite interesting, that there might be a slight decrease in the potential to be injured by wearing a helmet on an individual basis, but on an overall basis for the whole community, it actually decreases the potential of being injured on a pretty significant factor. They don't feel like, oh, well, we have this level of protection, this kind of, from my perspective, some level of false sense of security. Many people might end up becoming more aggressive as a result. And I think that cars end up respecting cyclists because of that as well. You find that cars understand that, yeah, this is a fragile human being, you know, they don't have the same level of protection that I have in this automobile. So I asked my friend Henning to give some comments on this. He's lived here for quite some time, and I think that he can give a good perspective on this, but it's by no means the whole picture, and I'd love to hear from you what you might think on this topic or what your experience is here.
In Holland, we don't think about wearing a helmet when going out on a commute, getting from A to B. It's just a no-brainer. We just get our bikes and we hop on the bike and we take off like 1 million other people in Amsterdam, like 17 million people in the Netherlands. They do the same and they respect each other on the bicycle. They know, okay, I'm vulnerable and I'm not fighting for that last inch. No, at a certain point, you just give in. One of the biggest possible injuries you can get is being hit by a car. But the chance of being hit by a car in the Netherlands is very little. Just for the simple reason, every car driver in the Netherlands is also a cyclist. They know how to behave. If they take a right turn, they know I have to look over my shoulder because there's cyclists coming along, and they know, okay, how fragile they are. Yeah? And that's one of the main reasons why it's relatively safe to ride a bike, even without a helmet. A helmet is not preventing you from getting injuries, and maybe even gives you a wrong idea of safety. If you're not wearing a helmet, you already know that, okay, if I crash into a car or if I just take a curb too fast and I tip over and crash, then okay, I'm not protected. So if I'm not wearing a helmet, my driving is already less risky. Everybody knows, okay, if I'm riding like an idiot, the chances that I knock someone else over and myself is very high. So they're used to anticipate, and what they do is eye contacting. They're eyeballing each other when just riding, okay, he's not moving, okay, then I'll move. Yeah? If he gets the feeling, okay, he's going to move, then I just keep on driving. And it works simple like that. Because you will see 99% of all the road cyclists, all dressed up in Lycra, going 35 kilometers an hour, they are wearing a helmet. Versus an hour later, when they come out of the shower and they want to meet with a friend in a bar, they cycle 2 kilometers on their beat up grandmother's bike into city. Nobody wears a helmet. So they know it has to do with speed. If you're going over 20 kilometers an hour on your road bike racing and in a peloton, and there's a high risk of falling and then injuring your head, so everybody wears a helmet. But in daily life, you just commute. Everybody does it at a certain pace, and if you observe people riding in Amsterdam, you see, okay, it's kind of hectic. At the same time, it has a certain flow. You have slower bicyclists, you have faster bicyclists, and they all mingle, and it works. It is one connected massa riding a bicycle, and they communicate non-verbally, and this works.